And so we have a picture, just, it's a very, for him passing on, a very wonderful picture to remember. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, who's going to tell us about this chart? Okay. Give us both, give us the chart.
This is my ex-boss. And she's got, in the past year, she's had terrible career and health problems.
Write it down.
Yeah, no problem.
I can't do it now.
Do it now, but then close the other charts, because then when you open a new one, it'll open.
Jay, would you?
Trade seat today.
That's okay. I'll just write it down. What is it, Aries? Health problems?
I know, Jane's going to tell us all about
She's
it.
an ex-boss.
Oh yeah, she's my ex-boss.
She used to be a boss, huh?
Yeah, 3 years ago.
A minute.
The what?
In the past
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
she started having
Ooh.
terrible luck with her career, and then recently she had a hysterectomy, and then she had severe repercussions from the hysterectomy. And I think we figured out that did a rectification on her birth time, so the ascendant is actually Taurus with Mercury and Ketu in the ascendant.
Okay, tell us about the rectification and why. What's going to make us change? I mean,
We were
to
looking-
change somebody's entire lugna is a big deal, so we got to have a good reason to do it, don't we?
We were looking at Saturn and Rahu in the 8th house, and it made more sense, according to Brihat Parashara, in the 7th house. And why is that? Because then I think she would have a cursed ascendant? No. Cursed Venus?
What page is it on the BPHS?
Okay, what did she have? What's her problems? Again, what were the health problems?
She had, she was bleeding for about 6 months, and then
Where was she bleeding
from her uterus, and she was very anemic, and the doctors put her on Depo-Provera to try to induce menopause, and that didn't work, and so they recommended a hysterectomy. And so she was all for it because she said that she had been suffering for a really long time. And so she went ahead with that. And then...
okay, when did she do it? Let's pull up a separate chart for when she did it.
I believe it was January 9th.
January 9th. And let's tell me what's happening on January 9th and if it's a good muhurt, then get an operation.
This just passed.
Yeah,
7?
yeah, 2007.
So you rectified it to Taurus, Rosie? Oh.
With help from Priya. But in the Parashara, the 7th house, Saturn Rahu made a lot more sense than the 8th house. So it's
Why? What's up with that?
Look it up.
No, but why? From your head. What is 7th house?
Sexuality? Where's your root of Lugna? It's in Sag?
Well, let's real
First
fast
they
look at
rectify-
we got the chart up of when she had the operation. What's happening on that day that's really not the best day for an operation?
With Saturn.
Saturn's with K2.
Not just with
And
K2.
it's,
Look. What's the degree of Saturn?
0 degrees.
Oh,
It's
some
changing,
Kranti.
it's changing signs.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it's in between Saturn. It's in between Leo and Cancer, changing signs.
What's changing?
Is that a good? Is that a good?
Very bad day.
Saturn.
Yeah, it's one of those really
Saturn
bad junction
changes
points
One of
too.
those days. Definitely don't get an operation. I mean,
And Mars has gone down to
Maybe go to
and it's a
work, but-
Tuesday.
huh?
Mars has also gone down to, and it's a Tuesday.
Oh yeah, look at that.
So Saturn and Mars are like directly in Gandanta trine.
Right.
I didn't.
so-
Mula Gandanta.
Yeah.
That's the Bhukta Mula. That's the worst.
Yeah.
And it's
They cut the
Tuesday.
wrong thing on that day. On that day, they cut out the wrong things or cut something. Oh yeah.
Right, so after that operation, she developed a blood clot in her lung, and then they put her on heparin, and then, you know, the
Give us your chart
the
again.
blood count never was at the right thickness according to every time she went to the doctor, so they kept having her inject herself with heparin. And then she taught a class once a week, and she went to teach that class, and she started bleeding again from her reproductive organs, and she lost about a third of her blood.
Hold on. She didn't have a uterus anymore,
And she's
and
still
she was
bleeding.
still bleeding from there.
Well, because she was on blood thinners and she was recovering
Oh
from
my
surgery, which
Shouldn't
What
that,
a
shouldn't that be
suffering woman.
terrible.
Fourth house and then
Shouldn't that be a
Oh, it's a
time
good
zone,
teaching.
7 time zone, because it's in
Yeah.
the summer in California?
She's a workaholic.
Mm.
That's an hour off. I
Is
think.
she okay now?
She's a
We're gonna
workaholic
change it
and she
now.
kept
Huh?
teaching.
We're gonna change it in a minute.
Yeah, she's, I mean, she's kind of the kind of person that pulls
And what was her
herself
dasha?
together and goes to work no matter what. So
You see the
Okay, so
dasha?
this is her chart.
she's
Venus
better
what?
than she was.
Venus Rahu.
Yeah.
She's in
Her dasha?
Venus Rahu.
Venus Rahu.
Who did Katika?
I was looking.
Okay, so she's in Venus Rahu. What other dashas did we look at? But first, let's look. So, what house is connected to the uterine and the reproductive organs?
We should change the light name.
Scorpio?
Not yet.
The
Huh?
sixth,
Scorpio, 8th house?
and seventh.
Is eighth house the reproductive
No,
organs?
Scorpio.
7th house?
Is it her external or internal?
Internal.
Reproductive organs.
External
Internal.
is 7th and internal is 8th.
Internal is 7th.
Oh, internal
If you
7th.
use 7th, you'll have good results.
So external is 7th too?
You know, the 8th house is going to the bathroom.
Oh,
That if you remember that, then
okay. So it's back a little
that's
bit.
colon cancer.
Okay.
It's kind of it's along that line of reality.
Colons and rectums, that kind of thing.
Yeah, it's the 8th house, you know, where clearly in the scriptures they mention the size of the genitalia based on the 7th house, and yeah, so it's very clear that the reproductive organs, as all of them, are connected to that 7th. Does it look like her 7th house is that bad here?
No, not if she's Mesha rising.
Not at all, huh?
No.
And let's see. Where was Saturn and where was Mars, that transit?
Saturn. Oh, it depends on what time.
When she had that operation, the first one, approximately in transit. If we're using this chart.
Oh, I think they were in a 6-8 relationship.
No, but in that, what was being transited in her chart?
Oh, in her chart. Oh, sorry. Right.
Oh,
Saturn was in Leo,
So 4 and
and
5
Mars was
are-
in Sag.
right? And 8 and 9. Is 8 and 9 going to cause like a strange Mars operation with a blood problem being caused? Between the 8 and 9th house?
There'll be lots of blood.
But why should it be an operation on her uterus between 8 and 9? Yeah, but you know what I mean? That's hip surgery to me. It's it's like,
Wouldn't that be seventh?
huh?
Uterus.
Yeah, it'd be 7.
Mhm.
So if we change it, let's change it to the Taurus Lugna. We move it one side forward, which is how many minutes? Show us how many minutes. When will it change?
1, yeah.
1 minute, it changes. The whole Lugna.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
so that would put Saturn, Rahu in the 7th house?
Saturn, Rahu in this house. It shows there's a Vata problem in the uterus. So the blood is coming, but is it, I mean, they're probably looking for blood. I mean, if you were an Ayurvedic doctor, you'd be looking for pitta problems. In the same way, those doctors are looking for some type of blood-related issue. It has nothing to do with the blood-related issue. The vata is disturbed there. And somehow the blood is coming out because of whatever the vata is doing. Look at where Mars is transiting.
And so she just
So
had
during the
surgery
operation
that
it was
Between the
worse.
7th and 8th.
Right.
Right? I mean, okay, a hysterectomy maloperation? Does that sound a little bit more
It sounds
correct?
more fitting.
right?
How do you tell transit? Sorry.
Where the planet is right now,
Okay.
at the
Oh,
time of
okay.
the operation.
Okay.
Do you still have that chart open? Show her the chart. Okay.
Vata
Sorry about
problem
that.
just got worse.
So look, this is what was in the sky at the time she was born. Look at where
Okay.
Mars is.
And Rahu is very close
That's the
to
time of the
Mars.
transit.
Mars is this
I
this
see.
is the transit chart.
I
So
see.
Mars is 1 degree of Mula. Abhukta Mula, that's called. And it's
Okay.
the worst, that first pada, that first 3 degrees of Mula is the worst.
Right. So if
It's
you're
the
gonna have
out
an
of
opera-
all the
opera-
Gandantas,
Yeah.
they're all bad, but that one
That's terrible.
is the worst of them all.
So if she knew Jyotish and she was gonna
Do an
be
operation.
scheduled for an operation and she saw that chart, she would postpone
Oh yeah.
it. Okay.
You don't want to operate on that day, either with the Saturn or with that Mars.
And you'd have to try to find another day that bad.
This is the Mahurta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd have a hard time
For
finding
the
a day
dates
that
of the
bad.
surgery.
But see, it's going. It just entered. It just left Scorpio and went into Sag. Okay, so then when we go to her chart, we just overlap it. See where Scorpio and Sag is. So that Mars is just going over her Rahu and Saturn, causing all kinds of bleeding. So all of a sudden, when Mars was transiting there, the bleeding was excessive that entire month.
Where's Rahu, Amrita? Can you push it up?
It's in the 7th.
Yeah, what's the
Oh,
degree?
transit.
Degree. Just want to see how close the transit is. Okay. It's
Rahu's
close to the
13.
Saturn. Okay.
And the surgery was on a Tuesday too, which is a Mars day.
But so she was probably bleeding excessively that entire month.
And how do you
And so-
explain that
6
as a
months before.
vata?
Yeah, but that month it got really bad.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you see, because Mars was going through that house. So it got really bad, and she's like, okay, I can't deal with this anymore, I'm going to go for the operation. Where she just waited a little bit more, all of a sudden it would have eased up a little bit.
Wow.
And how is
But-
that a vata disorder?
Just the Rahu and Saturn are there.
Vata pushing.
Do Vata planets.
Two Vata.
It's just there's some Vata disturbance, there's some ill formation, or there's some lack of nutrients happening. Not just like Vata, but there's probably some malnutrition to the organ, or it's not getting
Some
something,
atrophy,
some
so-
atrophy or something along that line.
Yeah, she was on one of those high protein diets. I remember.
Yeah, so something along that nature. That, when we want to get specific, then we go and sit down with her at an Ayurvedic level. This is just guiding us to really the karmic significance of what's really going on and where's the root of things. We could, on a mantra level, we treat from here. On an herbal level, we treat from examining her. Okay? So what would be the mantras that we would give from here?
Mrityunjaya.
Mrityunjaya. Why Mrityunjaya?
Says in Parashara.
But why is Parashara saying it? There's one time where Parashara is specifically always recommending Mrityunjaya.
Malefic in the 7th?
Malefics, just the dasha of planets in the 2nd or 7th.
Oh yeah. Marka.
They're the Marka houses.
Oh, right.
So those in general are bad for health. Look what's their dasha she's running?
Venus and Rahu.
Venus Rahu. Look what houses they're in.
Second and
When we use this
seven.
lugna.
Seven.
Yeah.
Well,
So she's running a double Marka dasha.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not going to be easy, is it?
no.
And let's go back to the dashas. Vimshotri, go to the Mahadashas.
Yeah, she's also had some career problems.
And so which Venus is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So she won't die though.
Because it's fourth on the moon.
It's the 4th dasha.
Oh.
In general, we're looking at 3, 5, and 7 to kill you. So that makes it not. So we got to also use Shula dasha if we really want to calculate that. But the fourth dasha is considered generally a healing one.
Mm-hmm.
Does it get better?
Huh?
Does she get better?
Does she get better? She needs the remedy. She needs proper remedy. You need to teach her Mrityunjaya.
3, 5, and 7 kill you?
I don't think she would do it.
No.
I just do it over a glass of water.
I just got out of my.
You can say the full mantra over a glass of water. Will she say the seed syllable Jum?
Yeah, she would do
Then get her saying Om Jum Sa, or if that's even too much, just Jum. And
That'd be
it doesn't matter what you tell her, just say it in some nice way that'll make her do it.
that. Okay.
Jum, Jum. What's a way that somebody who would totally not be in the mantras would say Jum?
There's some song, June, June, June. Some commercial.
Make something, say it into it. Give it to her in a way that she'll be like, oh, like, put it this way. This week, I got a woman who said, I want no mantras. I want, she was like, so, after about half an hour of giving her the reading and like hitting everything on the spot, she was like, okay, how do I fix it? I'll do anything. She's doing mantras now. So, it's like, when you show somebody that you know what's going on, then they'll take the remedy. But you got to prove to them that you know what's up.
Could you say
Not
something
like
about
that.
what it is in a chart that makes people, besides the Rahu and the Knife, so resistant to doing mantras?
Malefics and trines.
Yeah.
Malefics and triumphs?
Yeah.
In the Rashi, in the Navamsha?
Both. Primarily in the Rashi. From Lagna, Aruda Lagna, Swamsha. Well, Swamsha is meaning,
From
all
those
of them.
things.
Yeah.
Okay.
So therefore, a person like that,
Karkamsha.
they won't take any medicine in this sense.
Who?
Well, a person
take
who
medicine, what's
a
wrong?
person who doesn't want to do any mantras.
Maybe
just
they'll take other
Saturn.
medicine. It depends on the person.
She's Saturn as her ninth lord, and it's with Rahu.
Yeah, so again,
So she's
she's not too into it, but look,
Yeah.
that's what's causing, it's in the 7th causing a major problem with her. The general thing is people, even if they don't like mantras, if it gets worse, if it gets bad enough, they'll do mantras.
What
They'll
about
do whatever it takes.
what about
If it
from the
gets bad
moon?
enough.
Because the moon is the
That's what
mind.
it's
If the
for.
if everything there's no malefics and trions, but there's malefics from the moon. So
Not generally.
no, because moon
Not
is
that I've
what you
seen.
like and what you desire. And
Yeah, but Moon loves mantras.
I asked her about
yeah, but
this.
if there's malefics and trions from the moon, would
Then
that
that just gives a harsh nature. And who said, when do we use trines from Moon?
well, I thought maybe
What are we using from the Moon?
the moon. If the because the
What are
moon
we
sort
using
of like
from the Moon?
huh?
From the Moon, what houses are most important?
Kendras.
Huh? Kendras.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Kendras
it's
from the
like...
So if there's kendras from the moon, that could be maybe a dislike of mantras. Or not? Okay.
The moon, mantras are medicine to the Moon.
What about the?
It's the Moon's greatest medicine. is
I know,
mantra.
but I'm saying if there's malefics and kendras or trions
If there's
from the
malefics
moon,
and
then you
tenders and
might
trines, the
not
person
want.
is going to have they'll have harsh mental nature, they'll have, malefics afflicting the Moon will give a lot of bad images in the mind. Most of the time, somebody of that nature will want a mantra or anything you can give it to them to make their mind not be so intense.
Okay.
Right?
Right, I have that.
In general.
Me too.
What about the A5 and the A9 in the 5th and the 9th house? Does that add?
According to Narasimha, that's a parivartana. That is very auspicious. Yeah.
Wait, which one is that?
A9 in the 5th and A5 in the 9th. I haven't done much
She's
research
a teacher
on
of
it.
young children. Does that make sense?
The teacher
A teacher of young
I mean,
children.
a pretty high up person in early childhood.
Of what kind?
Early childhood.
Early
She
childhood.
ran the infant toddler center at Essex State.
She's got Mercury in the Navamsha Lagna.
Yeah.
She's got that.
Where? Mercury. and-
Mercury, I'm sorry,
Rashi.
Mercury and Lagna.
It's also Atmakarika too.
And Mercury is Atmakarika, so working with younger children. It's 11th from Aruda Lagna. Aruda Lagna is in Cancer, so it shows that Cancer has an association with early education, as well as she has Jupiter in the 4th, which has an association with early education.
Jupiter's
Parivartana
second,
between
yeah.
the first and second house.
First and second house.
So that
That's gonna-
Mercury
that's-
is really double like any
Yeah.
other.
It's good for money, really. That's
Yeah.
more than for teaching.
Jupiter second from the
And she has Jupiter. Look at that. That Jupiter goes to the trines in the Navamsha, making somebody who's teaching,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what else?
You also mentioned that she had somebody that from her past kind of coming back to haunt her in the 10th house, which was right on.
What'd I say?
Let's see. The link in the 7th house and the 7th lord. The A6 will show that there's some negativity coming from an old lover, ex-partner, or maybe a business partner.
Okay. And what's the situation?
Her former business partner used to be her best friend, and now basically is her worst enemy, and they're having a huge.
And
thing.
they were best friend. They got into business. They fell in love, and then that ruined their friendship. Some love, some.
I think that
Or was it
her
strictly
former
business went bad?
it's a woman, and the woman is running the whole place, and whenever she drank a lot, she would yell at my friend in public and humiliate her. So my friend just
So
decided.
it's the business reality went bad.
Yeah, my friend
Okay.
decided just to keep it on a purely business level.
Yeah.
And then that woman just basically got her, started having a letter writing thing to get my friend like slandered and lost her job.
Now your friend, they were partners. Not your friend wasn't the other person wasn't a boss or higher.
She was a higher.
She was a higher position. Okay. Why do I say that?
Yeah.
Who shows the higher position or boss? Huh? Ninth house. So it's the ninth lord going into the seventh. Okay, so it's showing the boss is going into a partnership kind of, business relationship or love relationship. Okay? So, and we see that that's a terrible situation because it's Rahu and Saturn. Totally disturbed. So what she do, she gets drunk and she yells. So the Rahu goes into her and she, Saturn goes into her, the alcohol, and the Rahu comes out. Right? So it messes up the whole business reality. It's just like that there. And then what happens? We see that the lord of that is Mars, right? Goes to the 10th and conjunct the A6, becomes an enemy.
The Parivartana too.
In a Parivartana?
Saturn Mars.
Pretty serious.
Sure is. So, we see that the enemy, and so the
It's a
whole
double
karma.
It's a double Parivartana.
Yeah.
Because of Rahu.
Yeah. Huh?
Does that count? Rahu and Saturn are both Parivartana with Mars?
Yeah.
It's the two.
That's,
Really
I mean,
strong.
that's a sambandha and a half.
Double trouble.
Bummer.
Ooh.
So, I mean, that's even going to show that things went bad, they got good, things went bad, they got good. You know what I mean? When it started, it was going, the Parivartana was happening. It was going back and forth. It was changing. The situation was changing, and the end result is it's bad. And so it's something, the stress around this, the karma around this that's causing some of her ill health. And so one of the major things that she needs to do is fix that area of her life.
She got sick after she had this whole.
It all happened at the same
Relationship.
time, over a course of about a year.
Yeah. And so basically it's ruining her health. And so is she the one who's fighting, or it's the other one who's angry? She's the one that gets drunk and yells, and the other one is upset about it.
The other one, her former boss got drunk and yelled, and then
Uh-huh.
she got upset about it. And then she decided to just kind of back off from the relationship, except on a business level.
Yep.
And then her former friend basically just didn't want, to have somebody. She only wanted a friend to work with, so she basically screwed her in
Yeah.
every imaginable way. Like,
So it's not really her side that needs to fix
tricked her
things too
into
much.
taking a leave of absence and then fired her. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so you can see that this is totally disturbing the whole situation.
No, that's a serious sarpa dosha.
Oh, yeah.
And guess what they recommended? Mrityunjaya and what else? This impressed me. You guys said to do a Sarpa Puja.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sarpa.
I saw them say that, I was like, wow.
They've been paying
They've
attention.
been
They
reading.
read at least some of their notes.
Even if it doesn't say.
So that she needs to do that puja, she needs to do Mrityunjaya. Those are her two
But I
main
asked her about her
remedies.
spirituality, and she really just says she just believes in, she's like a California old hippie.
She just believes in.
She doesn't believe in a higher power, but she believes in, karma with people and doing good for people and things like that. So,
She's agnostic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's suffering enough that she might try.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah.
If she's suffering enough to have somebody cut her open and take her uterus
I
out.
think now's a good time, like you said. It's
Yeah.
Does
Jupiter.
she have to find a pundit to do this also?
Sarpa
Yeah.
you need a good tantric. You want a good Sarpa
You can only
puja,
get a
you get a
tantric.
tantric. No, you can get like your general pujari to do it, but he's gonna back off a little bit. Just like, if you try and get a intense tantric to do some really nice sattvic puja, he's gonna. So you get a good tantric.
Yeah.
Mary knows a few. To do a good Sarpa puja, a Sarpa Bali, you show them. You have Prashna Marga? You guys have that book? No. Either get a copy because you should have it. It's such a beautiful book, or copy the page that talks about it from mine, and you give that to the tantric and say, "This is what I want." And
Do you recommend a Sarpa Puja for anybody with the Sarpa Yoga?
Can't hurt.
Wait till the problem's going to arise. What's her Muladasha? What was the Muladasha? Do you remember?
What if it's come and gone and come and gone?
If it's come and
I don't
gone, then if it's gone, then why do some pujas? You see a puja like that, you can, if it's causing a problem. Some for example, he has Sankranti, and officially Sankranti's done 8 days to 21 days after you're born. Now, do we do it anyway when the person gets older? If they haven't done it, yes, do it. What are you doing? You're invoking the grace of Mrityunjaya Shiva. I mean,
Excuse me.
and the sun and the moon. Okay. You're invoking the grace of Mrityunjaya Shiva, the sun and the moon. So you're asking for those three to help you. The three eyes.
Was that a
I
good
want to say
omen?
What does that mean?
Well, I took my word back. I said you're invoking the grace of Shiva, and that's incorrect. You're invoking the sun, the moon, and Shiva. The left eye, the right eye, and the third eye. And you're invoking their grace and getting that blessing. And you're empowering your own self in your own Mrityunjaya mantra. There's, you know what I mean? It's like, it's only going to benefit you. To be doing a Sarpa Puja and worshipping the Nagas and things like that and propitiating them, you can do it anytime, sure, but is it really the right time to be working with that energy? It's almost always good to be doing Mrityunjaya or to be doing, certain mantras. So certain pujas are good almost no matter what. Get them done, get the blessing of them, practice the mantra.
So is there a list of certain pujas that one should just get done anyway?
No, it's all according to your child. Yeah.
I went to this really ancient, snake god temple in India,
Uh-huh.
way out in the